You can make the difference. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 138 of the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and how many times have you felt like you couldn't make the difference? You went through your mind and you were like, yeah, but what difference can I make? I'm just one person. Well, I'm here to tell you that this is a bit more complicated, and I would like to give you a clear example so you can maybe reflect on it and understand that you can really make the difference. Before we start, as usual, if you end up liking the episode, leaving a like and a subscribe really help. It's just one click, but they really make the difference. Now, today's episode will be a bit short because I ended up procrastinating it to the end. I had so many things to do today and I haven't, scheduled right the episode, but here we are to make it. That is the important bit, but I will have a special episode for the production of the episodes. But I want to bring you the example today of voting. I don't want to get into politics. It's not the right place, and I'm also not the right person. But just the whole idea that there is behind it. And overall, I'd like to explain to you what went through my mind when I had the decision, let's say, of voting. I am fascinated by this process, and overall, I think that it tells so much about us because when you are presented with a choice of doing or not doing something, I think the natural, let's say, process that goes through our mind is, first of all, is it something that I care about? And this can have a ranking, but let's say that for the sake of argument, you are relatively interested in the thing that somebody presents to you. The second step, if you are interested, is your decision clear? And this is the most important point because if you know, even if you are relatively interested, but you know your decision, and this was fortunately my case, you are still, let's say, you know that once you decide to do something, your decision and the act of choosing will be easy. So, you know, that barrier is over. So there is just the last step. How convenient is it, that thing for me? Is it easy? Is it complicated? Do I have to lose time? What am I giving in? And I think here it's where a lot of people get lost, because even though you might be interested in the topic and you might know what you want to do, there is that extra effort of, you know, going out of the house, going there, finding a way to get there, standing in line, and then, you know, voting. Now, this is pretty easy and straightforward, you know, as a process, but there is the magical, let's say, phrase that everybody says to himself, you know, before deciding. And yeah, but how much difference can I make? And it's true, you know, you are just one person, and if you vote or not, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't really make a difference. There is a problem, though, that when these situations occur, and the problem that we all have as humans is that we are not really all that good at dealing with statistics and probability. The reason behind my statement is that you not going, you know, for yourself, it's considered an independent event. It's me, with my decision, I do it or I don't. All that simple, no? Well, not really, because your event, in the grand scheme of things, is dependent by others. Because the same thought that you're having in this big event can widespread to others. And it only takes one bit, one wave, one moment in which people say, you know what, let's do it. And you'll see that one by one, you know, the decision of going, the decision of taking a choice, either going or not going, will have a huge influence on all the others around you, even if you don't know about it. And again, this can be applied, of course, now, you know, I took this example because it's something that, you know, I went through. I experienced this, you know, these days. I was like, yeah, as I told you, you know, I was relatively interested in it, sure. I knew what I wanted to do, but at the same time but can I really make the difference? Should I even bother? Because, yeah, there's for sure so many other people that are much more passionate and, you know, they will go and do their job. And that is true. That is absolutely fair and true. The problem is that the tipping point and the decision is exactly with the people like you, the one that haven't chosen, the one that maybe do it and maybe not. Those will be the ones that will make the difference, because the vast majority of numbers are already predetermined. If somebody already decided that they want to do that, they will do it. And it's not fair and it's not right, again, statistically speaking, to consider your chance of voting equal to the one of already that, decided. Theirs is 100%. Yours is not. Therefore, you're not equal. And as I said, this can be applied to, keeping a place clean. If you see garbage everywhere, your decision of throwing or not throwing something is not an independent event. It depends on what others have done, in what you see around you. And to me, again, it's just fascinating to imagine how much our perception is, again, different from reality, and how easily it can be manipulated and changed in one direction or another. All of this rambling to just say, do the things that you care about, take your decisions, but at the end of the day, remember that your decisions have consequences, and you not thinking that you can make the difference is a complete lie. You can make the difference. You should make the difference. Therefore, don't be afraid to take action when you have the chance. Before closing, I would like to remind you also one last thing. The moments in life in which you will be able to make a change, the moments in life in which you are required to take a decision are limited. So every time you skip it, you will lose the experience that you might gain from that, and also the opportunity to make a change. Remember, it's not unlimited. At some point, you will not be able to make a difference. And in that moment, you would have wished that you did in the past. Having said that, that is really all for today. I'm gonna run and edit this episode because I wanted to go out before midnight. Thank you very much for listening. And as always, stay consistent, stay resilient, and see you tomorrow.